All right, I apologize again for starting the meeting late. We had some technical difficulties. I was in another meeting, literally waiting, wondering nobody was there. So I had my own wrong meeting ID. I'm glad everybody was able to make it. Okay, this is the Greenfield Lakes Board meeting for May 26th. And we have, sorry, it says May 26th, today's the 24th. So that is not right. There we go. May 24th. I'll make a small note for some of my friends out there that know me. This actually happens to be my father's 100th birthday. Unfortunately, he didn't live that long, but he would have been 100. So it's kind of a neat day to make that kind of milestone and remember somebody. That said, we'll go ahead and get started for the meeting. We have quorum online, so that's great. It's 6:08, and we will convene. Mr. President, would you like me to facilitate your meeting this evening?
Yes, please facilitate.
Very good. All right, we have quorum, as I mentioned, on page 2. Up on the screen are the minutes from the last meeting. If they were included in the board packet that was sent to you earlier, if you would like to review those, make any necessary changes, we'll entertain a motion to approve.
I make a motion that we approve the minutes as written.
Thank you, Art. Do I have a second?
I second it.
Any further board discussion on the motion? Any homeowner discussion on the motion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, any opposed? And it sounds like that is approved unanimously. I'm also taking the minutes this evening, so I'm going to be a little typing also. Naomi is on vacation this week. Financial report. I'll highlight our year-to-date pluses and minuses and go through our balance sheet briefly. So I have our balance sheet up on the screen. We have a $129,989 in our checking account, $812,665 in our reserve account. We have receivables for assessments owed by homeowners of $18,971, and then additional other receivables that are, as you can see, late legal collection, reserve, fines, other of $13,088. Accounts payable, bills have been received and put in the system, but have not yet, checks been cut, of $35,194. And prepaid assessments, which is exactly what that sounds like, assessments prepaid by homeowners of $24,505. On our P&L, so this is year to date for the first 4 months ending 4/30, and the actual is the first column, and then we have budget and then the variance. So our income is good to budget by almost $7,300. So we have $263,000 and budget of $256. You can see that came in late fees. We don't budget for late fee income, and you can see we don't budget for other income. But 100%, because we're on accrual, is fully budgeted for. Common, we're significantly under budget there. Playground repair, so it's a timing. We have money in the budget to repair the playground. In fact, we have an item tonight for playground repair, and we'll budget for repairs that we haven't done yet, or hopefully maybe we won't need. We haven't spent money on social, so that keeps our community budget. We're below by 577, a little higher in the legal by 423, as you can see. Right on in the gate expense, or very close by $15. Insurance, we talked about this last time. The insurance went up from previous to budget. We paid the insurance for the year. It's going to stay at $1,730 above budget. Landscaping significantly under budget. Most of that is in our timing. So this is repair of replacing of plants. Obviously, we're putting a lot of new ones in. That's not this budget. We haven't done the tree pruning yet, and we haven't done much of the tree removal. So you can see what our budget is versus what we've spent. Also landscaping other, which is really the oversee that we're going to have later in the season. So we're 17,686 under budget in landscaping. In managed services, we're right on, or $174 off budget. In repair and maintenance, this area is pest control and miscellaneous repairs. We've had a little pest control. Those are typically beehives or swarms that are in valve boxes or somewhere else in the common area. And we haven't really had much miscellaneous repair. So we're under budget there by 2963, which is good. We're on budget reserves, but I always like to point it out that you've been able to put $46,680 into reserves in the first 4 months because we do 11,670 per month. And utilities are right on $31 off, and that's just really in electricity. So we are 22,596 under budget in overall expenses, which brings us to 29,895 good to budget overall net for the first 4 months. Board, do we have any questions on the financials?
Yes, Harmon.
Yes, please, Art.
The ongoing planting project, where does that hit the budget?
That is in the P&L reserve budget, doesn't hit the operations. So there's a separate sheet for reserve.
Okay.
I have a quick question.
I'll ask you, I'm going to have to hold your question. The
Sure.
board, I have the board ask and answer questions for themselves first, and then I'll open up to homeowners' questions if I may.
Sure.
Okay, thank you. Any other board questions? Okay,
No.
go ahead. House. Please ask your question.
Yeah, it's Amy Holman.
Thanks, Amy.
I am just wondering, have we put in the budget, the amount of water it's going to take to water the flowers that are up and down the streets now?
Good question. Your water cost is actually a flat fee. We pay the golf course for the reclaimed water $14,000 a quarter. So it's not based on usage.
Okay, well, and also though, it's just a lot of water that is going to be used for these flowers, correct? So that's probably going to go up in the town.
It's
No,
reclaimed water.
It's reclaimed. You know
Okay,
that big lake down on the corner
uh-huh,
too? That's where the water comes from.
okay. All right, thank you.
You're welcome. Any other homeowner questions on the financials? Okay, hearing none, board will entertain a motion to accept the financials.
I
Pass a
make a
to-
motion to accept the financials.
Thank
I'll
you.
second.
All right. Any further discussion on the motion from the board? Any homeowner discussion on the motion? All in favor?
Aye.
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 That's all three. Okay, we'll take that as unanimous. Thank you very much, board. Okay, board, we did a RFP for landscaping, and we received several responses to the RFP. I did send you, they're very large. I sent it in 2 this afternoon and 2 earlier, or several earlier in the packet, but I did do a summary on the spreadsheet. So I'll bring the spreadsheet summary up. So we received 8 proposals, including 1 from the current landscape company. And I'm very surprised at some of the high ones, but they were, we went from the current incumbent bid 12,000. We had a GNL landscaping bid 12,009, a little bit more for Ecosphere and Terra Verde are in that ballpark. And then they started going up quite a bit. You see Brightview is 17,000, Gothic is at about 19, and then SDL was up at 21, and Royal is in the stratosphere at 25,000. My suggestions, and I know you haven't read all the proposals because they're very big and detailed, is we pick 2 or 3 that you would like to ask the owners to come in and interview with the board, similar to what we did a couple of years ago. And then you can actually go through those proposals in detail and do a Q&A interview with the owner of that landscape company. Or if you have any other suggestions, how would you like to approach this board?
Well, for me personally, I received this information so late in the day that I haven't had time to go over it. I would really like to get this information like the weekend before a meeting so I can go over it. So I'm not ready to do anything with this at this last minute, but I like your idea. I'm just not ready to do it tonight.
Okay. I apologize for getting you the information late. I was also, excuses doesn't matter. We did receive them late. Two of them I actually didn't even receive from the landscapers until this afternoon as I called them and reminded them. And they said, well, I have it right here, but they didn't email it yet. Then how about we table this? The board can independently review. And if you give me suggestions, we can do a quick board meeting in the near future just to pick the three, just for that reason.
Okay, that works.
I have a
So-
question.
Yes, Art.
Is GNL eligible to receive the contract?
Good question. GNL is a homeowner in the community, and he is legally able to put a bid in, and the board can vote for him. It must be just, it's a gray area. You could say it's conflict of interest, and it must be disclosed. I believe it should be disclosed. In fact, we're doing it right now. During the vote, I would say if you're going to vote on that vendor, you would disclose it. The law about conflict of interest says it must be disclosed, but it really is geared towards a board member having a direct business or family relationship with a vendor. So if it was your son or daughter or brother-in-law or son-in-law that owned a landscaping company, that would be a legal conflict of interest. And as long as you disclosed it, it's perfectly okay. In this case, it's removed from a familial or business content. It happens to be a friend, I think, of maybe a few people. Maybe one board member has actually suggested this company. So as long as it's disclosed, you're fine.
So they just live in the community, Harmon?
That's correct. The
Okay.
owner of the company lives in the community.
Okay, gotcha.
Any other questions? You don't have to make a motion to table it. We'll just table it, put it on the next agenda, and we'll call a meeting as soon as you let me know that you're ready to pick a few.
Yeah, I like Kevin's idea.
that.
We can go over all the proposals and then figure out where we're gonna.
Very good. We got a good range of proposals. So if you see any holes in it, you need to ask questions, you can email me a question. I'll go out to the landscape company and get you that. Some of the proposals did meet the RFP requirements, some did not, meaning we wanted to know what their crew size was, how many days are on site. We wanted to know what their prices were for the individual extras like irrigation and valve, what a valve costs, what the hourly rate of technicians. Some have that, some don't. And it's not a direct apples and apples comparison. The only number I put in here is just their base monthly. There's always add-ons. Okay, and we'll go to the next subject. In landscaping boulders, Ron, the previous board member, secured a real good bid for boulders for us on page 23. And real good because we went out and shopped for boulders myself and from our current landscape company, and they came in literally 2 to 3 times this bid, which is surprising. I don't know with gas prices or literally diesel prices gone up, because a lot of this is cost of transportation, if they'll still adhere to this, because it did expire on May 2nd, but it depends what you want to do. We go back and renegotiate if you wanted to approve this or do something with this bid.
Where are the boulders for, Harmon? Are they do they have designated locations?
This was discussion the last meeting. These are boulders to go on the entrance areas interspersed with the planting. So they're landscape boulders, and Ron had a particular place in mind where they would go and actually get placed. And he was specking out large ones. When I mean large, like, well, 1.5 ton type boulders that, really get buried, put in the landscaping area, get buried by a third or so, and then stick out as a feature. So these were for entrance areas of the 6 or 8 entrances that we have. I'll go to the next page if you feel like you're reading. So it's a lot of rock. It's a lot of boulders. And this was not part of the original plan of the beginning of the year when we did the plants and the gravel.
My gut feeling tells me to wait until after the planting and the rock goes in.
Okay.
I don't know what everybody else
Board.
thinks.
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out when was the last time somebody said to me, we don't have enough big rocks. And
I'm just doing what you guys asked.
yeah, and I've never had a homeowner complain that, where are my rocks?
Okay. Yeah, we got a lot going on with the plantings and the gravel going in afterwards. So that's probably a good decision to wait and see.
Yeah, I do a wait and see on this much money.
All right. That's fine. So nothing done. Page 19, we have a playground repair. It's just a little above my limit. It's $1,086, and it's for a child's play steering thing that needs to be replaced. It's called an accessible driving panel in forest green. So if it was $87 less, I could have gone it myself, but I need a motion to approve this.
Make a motion that we have this work done, approve this expenditure.
Thank you, Art. Do I have a second?
Yes, I'll second that.
Okay, any further discussion of the board? Any homeowner discussion on the motion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, thank you. That passed. All right, we had a small agenda. I'll go back to the top of the agenda. This is now for homeowners forum. So homeowners, I did let you have your own ability to mute and unmute this evening. So if you would like to ask any questions, bring up a future agenda item, the floor is yours. Okay, I don't have anybody asking.
Hi, this
I
is
actually have a, oh, go ahead.
hi, this
No, how about is it JD and Frederick?
it's Jaden Frederick. Hi,
Jaden, I'm sorry. The weird screen names. Go ahead.
it's all
Jaden.
good. So yeah, I was curious when the planting is supposed to be completed. I live on the north side of the neighborhood, the north side of Warner, and I know we've had lots of unfilled holes and plastic tubs and different things blowing around for quite a while, and just wondering when that's going to be wrapped up.
It should have been done by now. The problem we've run into, and I know it's a broken record because of the certain, COVID and the economy, they've had shortages of getting the plants and a labor shortage for the crew. So we actually talked to the landscaping company about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, and he said, I have this much availability. Where do you want me to concentrate? You want me to finish this area, or you want me to concentrate on that area until they can get more plants? So we told them to finish up the entrances. So it's been slow going. We're actually only halfway there. Actually, it's a fourth of the way. It's half of the first. So we've only planted about 1,200 plants out of the 4,800.
Okay, and then I just learned this evening that, the water that's being used is reclaimed, which is wonderful, but with those open holes, there's a lot of drip systems that just run until the holes fill and then it runs off into the street and it's just very wasteful. Is there any interim solution while we wait for those remaining plants?
That's a great question. Great point. I'll talk to the landscaper tomorrow and see if we can turn those zones off without harming the other plants that may be on that zone. So if
Okay.
it's watering existing plants and they tapped into it, that's maybe, but I don't know the situation, but I'll talk to them tomorrow.
Okay, great. Sorry. And just one last question. There's also several areas around the neighborhood that are visible because I believe that the areas are owned by the golf course, but they're visible, from our sidewalks and our streets.
Mhm,
And they're very overgrown and under maintained. And I didn't know if there's
mhm.
any type of coordination going on with the golf course to kind of clean those areas up.
No, there's not.
Is there anything that we could be doing?
As a homeowner and a neighbor, you can call the golf course.
Okay. Those are all my questions for now.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you.
Thank you. Uh, iPhone 3 Pro Max has your hand up. Go ahead, please.
Hi, I'm not sure if I know there's a couple iPhones out there, but I'll take the lead. My name is, can you hear me okay?
Yes, you're great.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Perfect. My name is Kathy. I'm also on the north side of Greenfield Lakes, and I want to address some of our playground concerns. The first is there's consistent pools of water at the bottom of the grass field, and we're getting into mosquito season, and there's ducks and birds splashing in there, and it's just unsanitary and not safe, especially since there's a lot more littles in the neighborhood coming in.
This is the park at the edge of Reseda on the north side of Warner.
Yes.
Yeah, there's been an irrigation issue there in the last week or two that's been repaired. And there's also a drain in the bottom of that area that the golf course drains into. So a little bit is of our issue that we've repaired a valve, and then the golf course causes some of it.
So this is definitely on our property, and it's been a few months now that it's been
No, I
pooling.
agree. It's on HOA property, but it's a drain. There's actually a drain grate in the middle of the bottom of that area that is from the golf course.
So is that drain the golf course's responsibility? Because it hasn't had a cover also protecting it. So little children have been unfortunately wandering over there.
Okay, I'll check that out. I'm not aware of that.
And then also to bring up, if we could put in the budget as well, a street light at the park, because unfortunately, and it has been reported to police, there's been some activity after hours at
Okay.
the playground.
A light in that Ramada or playground area has been on the agenda before, and the board has decided not to put a light there. Board, you may, if you want to address that here, or you can put it on the agenda in the future again, if you like.
Well, we've had people ask for the light in the past, and we've had homeowners ask to not have the light because some of the homeowners think that that would attract more people, then it would be more of a congregation, and they're hoping that the darkness will reduce how many people are there. So the board is kind of stuck in the middle between the people who want it and the people who don't.
Oh, interesting. So how could we perform like a tally, or, because I know people directly next to the park as well who are for the light.
I would love a light personally also. I think it without the light, there is a lot more teenage activity at night. They think they can get away with things under the veil of darkness. Also, I know there is a house of interest in that area where there are things that are unlawful going on, which also allows you, with the darkness, ability to get away with things.
Can we do a survey to the community, Harmon? Do we have
Yeah.
a survey monkey or something?
We can, yes. If the
Oh,
board would like to do
perfect.
that, I could do that.
Please do.
Okay.
Thank you, Todd.
Yes, and then last for the playground as well, is there a way we could do a survey on how we can improve that little area? The north residents are just a little envious on how much is offered at the south side of the neighborhood, and we feel we've been kind of neglected through the years of less structure and shade and lighting and just the mosquito issue as well.
Agreed.
I'll work with a board member on seeing what questions we can add to a survey. If I'm going to put a survey out, we can put a few extra questions in there, certainly.
Perfect. Thank you.
Harmon,
Yes.
could you focus that survey on especially the homeowners that abut, like 2 or 3 houses deep around the park? Make sure they're notified.
Yeah, we can selectively send it out. I was going to send it out to the north of Warner addresses. And
Oh, perfect.
if we need to select it more than that, we can do that, Art.
Well, let's see what the response is we get. I'd hate to have a good idea approved and, the 4 or 5 people that are abutting the park are against it.
Okay. Well, I'll send you a draft for the board to edit anyway, if you want to add. Dates.
I do know
writing
the
a
few
note.
residents that are next to the park are for it, and the other ones I know are Airbnbs, so that are adjacent to the park
Okay.
as well.
We'll do that. Thank you for the suggestion.
Yes.
Going off of that, I'm so sorry, but Airbnbs, that is something that is okay.
Yes, it is. You have no short-term rental restrictions in your CCNRs, unfortunately.
Okay, and then so to piggyback off of that, would there be a possibility to maybe change the CCNRs or even the scope of our HOA, maybe do a survey, see if people are interested in doing a Greenfield Lakes North HOA?
Um, I have an answer for that. It's a really long one, detailed with a lot of recent law. So I'd be more than happy to do it one-on-one if you want to call the office. The short answer is it's near impossible. Nothing's impossible, but changing your CCNRs in the current legal environment, given a new case that came down from the Arizona Supreme Court a couple months ago, it's almost impossible to change CCNRs.
Okay, and then what about maybe splitting the?
That would be a CCNR change. The
Oh, that
fact,
would be a
yeah, the
CCNR.
fact that you'd want to split the HOA is literally changing the CCNRs to do that.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, and yeah, maybe I will have a conversation.
Yeah,
with
give me a call.
Okay, thanks.
Anytime. You're welcome. I thought I saw another hand. Tess, you had your hand up? Or not?
She's
Unmute
muted.
yourself, Tess.
Tess's iPad, you can go ahead and unmute yourself.
Okay, I know as far as the lights in the common areas go, that came up before, but it was around the basketball court. And a lot of us had concerns about games being played there all night long. And with the amount of the noise that it would create. And maybe I can understand people wanting lighting, and I can hear what you're saying, and maybe motion lighting would be the answer. I don't know if that would help or if that would be something doable.
Well, that you bring up just a point about motion. I can add that in the survey, whether if we put about lighting in motion or not motion.
Right. And also, as far as the survey goes, down in my area, there are quite a few rentals. And I know when you send out surveys, you send them to the owners, and the people
Right.
who actually have to live here and live with it have no choice. And I don't know if the owners would be kind enough to talk with the people that are renting from them and see how they would feel about it. Because if the owners don't live in the houses, I don't think they could really care that much one way or the other. I don't know if that
We
makes
can
sense.
ask. It does, kind of like any of the other notices we put out or communications, we only send it to the owners, and it's up to
Right.
the owners to communicate that to their tenants. We have
Right.
no relationship with tenants.
Right. And that's kind of too bad. Because I'd be more than willing to walk around my neighborhood and get a little survey done as far as how they would feel about things if it would ever come to that. But anyways, I just thought I'd throw that out. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Tess. SV, you have your hand up. Go ahead, please.
Hi, I have a quick question. Just a two-part question. One, how often is the HOA kind of driving around to check kind of houses, making sure that, residents and, everybody's staying kind of within certain compliance, just as walking around more and more, there's overgrown stuff just in the,
It's weekly by half. So the north side is every other week, and the opposite side, or the opposite, I wouldn't say north and south, because actually north of Warner is much smaller on a door count than south of Warner. But there's an area we go every other week, and then the opposite we go the other week. So there's a weekly inspection. And I can't tell you about violations, except that we send lots of letters out and they have pictures, and we get varying degrees of compliance.
Okay. I just because I'm out walking every day and there's even overgrown, bushes and stuff just for the sidewalk area. So which causes some issues, but I didn't know how we go about that. But
you can always send us an email just to say, hey, I'm noticing this, and we can say we're aware of it. I can't tell you what we've done or who, but I can say we're aware, or I say, thank you very much. We'll check it out next time.
okay. And then the second part of it, I guess if you guys are driving around weekly, but there's also some new graffiti off of kind of Park Crest and Calle del Norte. Right. I don't know if that's owned by the golf course because of that wall, or if it's owned by ours, but
Tell me more, describe where it is more. In more detail.
It's on the corner of Park Crest and Calle del Norte.
Okay, I'm gonna ask you, do you see my screen?
Let me see here.
It's got the agenda up still.
I just see the agenda.
Yeah,
I'm
you're
sorry.
right. Okay, that's all. I'm gonna put a map up, that's why.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so Park Crest, down here, this Park Crest.
Yeah, it's on the south side. Yeah, so I can barely see that.
Right
Okay,
here. Here's the intersection.
yeah, so it's right there, where that parcel unit area. So it's that wall that's, I'd say, on the right there.
This over here?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
So I don't know, is that owned by the golf course or for us?
no, Track J, this area is HOA. So if it's
Okay.
on this wall, we'll check it out this week. I didn't know we had some graffiti there, and we'll take care of it.
Yeah, looks like it's a work in progress, but just wanted to give you guys a heads up.
I hadn't seen that. I hadn't noticed that. Thank you.
No problem. That was all I had. Thank you.
All right.
To piggyback off of one of her concerns around some homes not staying up to code, if they continue to violate or not correct the issue, what type of, I don't know, action is taken by the HOA to try and get them back into compliance?
We have a compliance policy that has a series of letters and fines to encourage compliance, and we follow that policy. And the end result of that policy, after frankly many months of letters and fines, is you send them to the lawyer.
Okay.
Okay. Well, thank you. All good points and questions, and we'll get that survey out board. You want to entertain a motion for adjournment?
I'll make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
And I'll second it.
Okay, any further comments or discussion on the motion of the board? Any homeowner discussion on the motion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Great, thank you for adjourn. Thank you very much, homeowners, on behalf of the board for participating, and have a great evening.